All right, I found that stretching and doing these exercises really help for my psoas muscle. It's been really tight lately. So if you want to check out how to do these exercises, make sure you stick around. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, Mini Movement Man, to learn how to incorporate more movement into your life. So let's start with the first one. I'm going to go into this forward fold stretch. You can see that my hips are elevated slightly higher than my feet. So this makes going into this position easier. If my butt were to be on the ground, it would make things slightly more difficult, especially if your psoas muscle is tight, if it's inflamed, if you need to release it, it's going to be hard to get into this stretching position. You can see here how my knee has a bend in it because every time I straighten out the knee, that's when I really begin to feel that muscle. I can feel the pressure building up in my hamstring, and I can feel the pressure in my lower spine area. That muscle is just pulling and being stretched. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by keeping this knee bent, and I'm gonna stretch the opposite side first. So since this knee is bent and this knee is straight, it's my right leg that's gonna get the stretch. I'm gonna do 10 pumps. On the last pump, I'm gonna exhale and I'm gonna hold that position, keeping a straight spine. After I reach that end range of motion, I'm then gonna let my torso round and flex forward. I'm gonna hold that for 20 to 30 seconds. And then I'm gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. Now keep in mind, this is my sore, tight side, the side that is inflamed. My psoas is screaming at me lately, and even just coming forward this much, I really feel that pull. So this is a technique that I've been doing to try to release this muscle, all right? So again, I'm starting with the pumps. My knee wants to bend so bad. I'm trying to focus on relaxing my breathing. On the last pump, you can do anywhere from 10 to 12. You're gonna exhale and hold. Nice straight spine. And then once you get to that bottom range, you round forward. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Whew. You can do it. Okay, so for the couch stretch, I'm gonna use a cushion. I took a yoga mat and I folded it up, so that way it makes a little pad for my knee to go onto. I'm gonna take the cushion and push it against the wall. Ooh, I position my foot on that cushion, and then I come down into this stretch. Woo-wee! So our first alignment cue is to get our foot that's connected to the wall. You want it to be towards the midline of your body and not having your foot towards the outside of this hip. So again, you need to shift your foot over, first of all. Next, we're gonna make sure that we go into a pelvic tilt. So we're doing that posterior pelvic tilt of the hips, and we're flexing our stomach slightly. Now, it might be hard to get all the way up into this position. Some of you might only be able to get to this point, holding and going into that pelvic tilt with your hands on the ground. That's okay. Wherever you are, you're learning to relax into this position and breathe into it. Inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth, holding that slight pelvic tilt. Once we're in this position for a little bit, I'm going to continue to do this cross stretch. So if it's my left side that I'm stretching, I'm gonna take my left arm and rotate it to the right, trying to go nice and long with my spine, elongating, breathing, holding that pelvic tilt. 3, 2, 1, coming down, leaning forward, putting my hands on the ground and pumping front to back. Now you're gonna get this nice dynamic stretch on your hip flexors and on your quads of this back leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, coming forward and holding it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and out. I'm gonna switch. So look, I keep the pillow against the wall. I switch my feet. Woo-hoo-hoo. So that way you don't have to stand up and reposition the pillow. Oh, this side feels so good. Woo-wee. Okay, whew. So now I get up into the position. I make sure that the back foot that's against the wall, I want to angle my body so that the foot is going towards the midline of my body and making sure that the foot isn't on the outside of this hip. Again, I adjust that foot to the right spot. And then from here, I go into my pelvic tilt and I'm really feeling it, trying to relax my breathing. Whew. Good. Now from here, once I've been in this stretch for a good 20 to 30 seconds, nice and calm, since I'm stretching out the right side, I'm gonna take my right arm and I'm gonna rotate to the left, Luckily, I have my stall bars here and I can actually hold onto it and I can actually manipulate my body and I can get a little more rotation out of the stretch. This feels incredible. If you haven't done this before, please caution yourself and, just little chunks at a time. This is very potent. I'm trying to hold on to that pelvic tilt. And now I'm gonna release, I'm gonna come forward, I'm gonna get, my hands to the ground. I'm very much feeling that psoas on this tight side right now. So going through this, we're gonna make sure that we're careful as we're stretching. I go forwards and backwards with my hips on the 10th pump or whatever number you're doing. You hold this forward position. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So those two stretches or those two stretching exercises in particular will really help loosen up a tight psoas muscle. Watch this video that's on the screen to learn more ways to incorporate movement or exercise into your life. Mini Movement Man saying, be kind to one another. Peace.